Shalom and greetings everybody from Jerusalem, Jane, up close and personal. I tried to turn this little room that I have, well, not into a TV studio, but doing the best that I could to record this video because it's a small room, there's a lot of closets and suitcases, and one side is all windows. So I know I'm a little bit up close and personal. This is the best that I could do. But I just wanted to say hi again because I have the best friends and followers around the world wanting to know not only what's going on in Israel, but also how I'm doing and, you know, what's going on with me, Jane. And so that's why I just kind of want to touch base once in a while. Many of you know that I am right now currently between housing. I was moving out of the apartment that I had in Jerusalem. So right now I'm staying with some friends out in Judea somewhere, and out of privacy and respect for them, I'm not saying exactly where I'm staying, what community I'm in, also because, you know, I have people following me who are not so friendly. But I am enjoying spending time with these amazing people. It's kind of a little bit like my family here in Israel. There's other people staying here also. So it's nice to have fellowship with people and cook together and just, you know, pray together and talk about this great nation of Israel. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking a breath. You know, many of you know that I've been through a lot of hardship over the years with injuries and accidents and threats, and the list just goes on and on. So before I moved into a new place, I just needed to have time to just be with friends and just allow myself to relax a little bit. And that's why I'm not so active right now, because there sure is a lot to talk about. Israel's defense minister, Benny Gantz, who used to be the former IDF chief of staff, is in America, where he was talking to officials over there regarding this new deal with Iran that it looks like the world is ready to sign, with Israel, of course, it's very much against, with hundreds of millions of dollars being released to them, and they're just going to fund all of their proxies, Hezbollah, Hamas, Islamic Jihad. I mean, Israel is surrounded by enemies, and Israel also has enemies within. So Israel is paying a very close eyes to what's going on regarding this Iranian deal. At the same time, Israel is bombing in Syria, taking out Iranian targets, manufacturing sites, storage facilities, missiles. Israel was bombing in one side of Syria and America in the other side. So there is definitely a lot going on that we are watching closely here in Israel. So like I said, I am in between housing. I am looking still for my new own home in Jerusalem, and that's why I am where I am right now. So again, any leads for a fully furnished apartment in Jerusalem, for Jerusalem, Jane, to unpack, hopefully for at least a year, you know, to be able to move into a place for at least 6 months to a year. After I have moved so many times this year, I need to have a little bit of security, stability, a sanctuary where I can rest, where I also feel safe. I'm just one person who needs to be put up in the right home where I can continue to be your girly eyes and ears on the ground. So any leads for a fully furnished apartment in Jerusalem, anyone who want to help make this happen, because it comes down to finances also. It's so very, very expensive. There is still an active GoFundMe page. I'm going to share the link. I'm going to share a link to other donation platforms, tax deductible in America, PayPal, literally to say, you know what, we need Jane's voice. We need Jane to continue to be in Israel and share the truth and the news out of Israel. One of the things that I'm planning now and praying about and trying to, you know, make the first steps is also for me to get more out in the country. There are so many stories that needs to be told. There are so many places that needs to be visited, especially in the biblical heartland of Judea and Samaria, coming against the lies of occupation and apartheid state. So there's a lot to do looking forward. But in order to do this, just like you, I need to have a home. I need to have a base. It needs to be a place that has fully furnished, a place where I feel safe. So that's where I'm at right now, spending time with friends, taking a breath for a little bit, while at the same time I'm trying to find my new home, my new apartments in Jerusalem. So again, any lead for that, I would truly, truly appreciate it. Keep your eyes on Israel. God's prophetic time clock is all about Israel, and what happens here always affects the rest of the world. So it's definitely time to pray for Israel and to get active also for standing for Israel, speaking up for Israel. And I'm humbly, someone said, you can say this, Jane, because this is the truth. You can say that if you want to say, how can I actually do something? Well, you can help me. I'm not funded by anyone. I'm only living by donations. So if you want to bless Israel, if you want to actively do something, there are many, many good causes. Follow your heart. But one of them is also to say, you know what, we want to bless Jerusalem Jane. She's only living by donations. She needs to find a home so she can continue to be here and be the voice that we value. Then you can say, you know what, I want to plant the seeds into Israel through Jane and the voice that she is, and the work that I have been doing faithfully for so many years. I have made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, updates, speaking the truth, giving you updates about what's happening here. And I'm writing blog for Jerusalem Post, for Breaking Israel News, for my own social media, faithfully for years and years. So there you have it, sitting here in the little room that I have, that I'm so grateful for. I hope I'm a blessing to them as they are a blessing to me, as I'm in between housing right now. There's so much to do. I would love to continue to stay here, and like I said, start to travel a little bit more out in the country also, to share stories from this majestic nation of Israel. God bless you. God bless Israel. And thank you so much for those of you who pray for me, but also financially are lifting my hands. Bye.